Hey guys, how's it going? Today is Friday, which means it is time for another episode of Fan Fridays. I'm gonna apologize in advance if it's a little bit noisy this time around. We live in kind of an old townhouse and it's not super soundproof, and with Hurricane Joaquin coming in, it's been really stormy and really windy and rainy and kind of noisy outside, but I tried to pick a time to record when it has sort of died down, but if it starts to pick up again, it may be a little noisy in the background, so I just thought I'd apologize in advance for that if it does pick up again. Now, a few of you pointed out that Fan Fridays is also being used by someone else, and I kind of realized that most things have already been sort of done at this point in YouTube's life, so I feel like finding real originality is going to be a little hard for this type of video, basically, and so whatever, Fan Fridays, a bunch of other people are doing them, I guess I'm doing it too now, It's just a name at the end of the day, so it's not that big of a deal. There was a huge response to the last Fan Fridays, and that was really cool. Thanks so much for posting all your comments. I loved reading them, and I'm going to try and get through as many as I can now. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Starting things off, we got a question here from CW Rage, and they ask, what how-to class are you doing next? And do you plan on eventually doing all of them, or just the ones you enjoy the most? Well, the next how-to job is going to be machinist, and this one's going to be really special compared to the last two. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but let's just say there's going to be some live action bits in this one, and it's going to be absolutely absurd. So I'm kind of going in not necessarily a new direction. It's going to be the same style of humor, but there's going to be a little more to this one, and it might be a little bit more before it comes out, but it's definitely going to be worth it, I hope. And as far as doing the other jobs go, basically my plan is to do the ones that I have to 60, and I'd like to get everything to 60 once again. I have everything at 50 or 60 now, and so I'm just going to go through and do the jobs as I get them to 60, basically. So after machinist, it's probably going to be ninja, since that's the only other level 60 job I have outside of Dark Knight and machinist and warrior, which have all been done. Next up, we got a comment here from Haru, and they want to see the Egan lore video. I think I already answered this one, but basically it's sort of on the back burner right now. I have a lot of other stuff I'm working on. I have a few shorts that I'm really working hard to get out relatively soon, as well as the how-to machinist video. And on top of that, I mentioned this on my Twitter, but I don't think I've mentioned it on my YouTube channel yet, but I'm going to be getting into live streaming very soon. So I'm going to be also doing some live streaming. I'll be doing some Final Fantasy XIV stuff, and also some Guild Wars 2 stuff with the Heart of Thorns expansion coming out later this month. I'm going to be getting that and streaming that for a little bit until patch 3.1 drops. So I've got a bunch of stuff on my plate, but this Egan lore video definitely is coming because it's probably what I'm most passionate about lore-wise in Final Fantasy XIV is the Egan Empire, so we'll definitely get to that, so don't worry. Now, in regards to your other question about yalms, basically a yalm is a yard. So all of that terminology basically equates to the letter it starts with. So, for example, ilm is an inch, a yalm is a yard, a malm is a mile, a fulm is a foot, and so on. I figured I would answer this question next, since it sort of pertains to something I mentioned in the previous question, but Forgotten Esper is wondering if I ever drink and play Final Fantasy XIV. Honestly, I can't say I ever have in the past. I'm more of a social drinker, so like I'll go out to a bar and have a drink and, stuff like that. I don't really drink at home. But since I'm doing live streaming soon, I'm actually going to have a webcam, and I plan on definitely having nights where I will just drink with my friends and we'll just play Final Fantasy XIV or other video games, and it'll be a fucking blast. And even if you don't manage to catch the stream live, I'm going to be uploading the highlights of all the streams to my YouTube channel, so you'll still be able to check out the craziness. So this is something that's coming probably relatively soon. It's not going to be often, because again, I don't really drink all that often, but I mean, it'll make it all the more special when it does happen, right? So, look forward to it. Ryder Draconis dropped a comment here saying, I quit the game after 6 months when my free company betrayed me, but I can't seem to take myself away from watching all the trailers and keeping up with the lore. It's a testament to how good the game is. Well, to start, I'm really sorry that happened to you. Free company drama is never any fun. But if you love the game, I'd say don't let other people ruin that for you. I mean, there's server transfers and there's tons of other awesome free companies out there. And I'm sure you'll find one if you, just like scrutinize and really look around. Like, for example, I've been with my free company and my group of friends for almost 4 or 5 years now. Like, the same core, probably 10 or 15 people. We've been together for years and years. And in fact, I met some of them and moved in with them in real life, and they've become some of my best friends. I consider them family at this point. Like, they're so close to me. And I never would have met them without Final Fantasy XIV. And like, I guess my point is there's people out there like that, and you'll find them. You just gotta like look for them, I guess. I know that's easier said than done, but keep your chin up. And, if you come back to Final Fantasy XIV and you find yourself on Balmung, my free company isn't recruiting right now, but we do on occasion, so, you never know. Clarence here is wondering if there's ever going to be another episode of How to Savage. Well, the good news is I have enough footage for one more episode, and I'm actually going to work on getting that one out probably relatively soon. The bad news is I quit raiding, and that means that How to Savage kind of isn't going to be happening past that. But when I start live streaming, I am going to be playing with some people from my old raid group, as well as a few other really cool people who I'm sure you guys are going to love. And so there's going to be a lot of content in a similar vein to that'll be coming out. So while it won't be How to Savage, it's still going to be like just us messing around and having fun, because that's just kind of what we do. So look forward to that. Dark Renegade F50 says, "Hey Merri, I love your shorts. They're always fun and entertaining to watch. I wanted to know who's your favorite character in Final Fantasy XIV and why. Also, what do you find most challenging when it comes to playing Final Fantasy XIV? Thank you for the compliment, and I'm glad you like the shorts." My favorite character. Ooh, that's a really easy one. I fucking love Y'shtola. I have since 1.0. She's always been my favorite character. And she's also really cute, so that helps. Yeah, Y'shtola is fucking sweet. And I'm gonna be fucking pissed if they do anything to her in Heaven's Ward. You hear that, Essie? Don't touch my Y'shtola. Don't fucking do it. What do I find most challenging? Dealing with the servers. As much as I love the game, I have to use battle ping to actually play the game. Otherwise, it's just way too laggy. And it's a minor annoyance because I love the game so much I'm willing to pay for battle ping. But, it'd be great to not have to use it. And at the very least, the servers are infinitely better than they were back in 1.0. So I guess we got that going for us, which is nice. Alright, we got one here from Big, and they say, "Okay, this just came up for me and I need help. My free company's gone downhill, and I wanted to know how to find a free company that isn't filled with drama." I actually feel like I have some really solid advice for this one. Find a free company that has a trial period, and do not join a free company that just invites people left and right. Like, for example, with our free company, we have a 1 to 2 week long trial period where if someone joins, we scrutinize them for a week, we see if they fit in with the free company, we see if they mesh well, and if they don't, we let them go after that week is over. Because we really want our company to be close-knit and like a family, as the way it always has been for like the past 3 or 4 years. And so we're just really specific about who we invite, and my suggestion is to find a free company that does the same thing, because that shows they really care about their membership and having a healthy environment, whereas free companies that just invite people left and right and have hundreds of members are usually a little like loose and disconnected, and they're not really as tightly knit. And that's not always going to be the case. I'm sure there are some free companies out there that do that and are actually, well managed and tightly knit, but I feel like for the most part, from what I hear from other people, those usually wind up being just hard to like really connect with. So my suggestion is to find a company that really scrutinizes its membership during the invitation process. Gaushiki says, "My static finally cleared Alexander Savage 1. Shout out to the Hokutan Order from Fane Avenir on Balmung." I'm really sorry if I butchered any of that. I probably did, as I usually do. But hey, congrats, that's a great accomplishment. Beating any of Alexander Savage is really impressive, so great job. And good luck in Alexander Savage 2. I actually find it to be a little bit easier than Savage 1, so I'm sure you guys will have it down in no time at all. Good luck. Next up, we got a comment here from Richard Isaac, and they got all of their combat jobs to level 60. Damn, congrats, that's awesome. You have way more perseverance than I do. I think I've gotten like 4 combat jobs to level 60, as well as a few crafts and gatherers. And even then, I already felt kind of burnt out. Like, I could not imagine getting all of my combat jobs to 60 in that short of a time. So, congrats. That's one hell of an achievement. We'll do one more here before I cut it short. ruscioart says, I recently did a 2-man Titan X with the Dark from my static, and I played Warrior. It was pretty hard, especially for me, because I was main tank the whole time. Eventually did kill him with 25% echo. It was an awesome fight. Congrats, dude. That's fucking sweet. I love doing the old content with small parties. Like, I think I actually have the most fun doing that these days, as strange as that might seem. It's just a lot of fun to go do the old stuff with a small group of friends and just have fun with it. Like, we were doing Twintania, and we were killing her so fast that we were generally breaking her last Neuralink before Twisters. And this one time, we pushed her so fast that her Neuralink broke before Twisters, and it fell to the ground with the animation. And then, without any warning, she starts casting Twisters after we're all getting into position, because we're like, oh, she broke, so she's not going to do Twisters anymore. Wrong. She is going to do Twisters, and we're all just like huddled around her. And fucking one of my friends just goes, Twisters! And then it fucking explodes, and everybody instantly dies. And it was just the funniest thing. I wish I was recording it, but I wasn't. And it's just, we had an absolute blast, and I love doing that kind of stuff. And it's like, you just don't really get that with current content because you have to be a little more serious, but with old stuff like that, you can just dick around and have fun. And, you know, there's no worry about you wiping, because if you do, it's like, well, you know, whatever, let's just pick back up and fucking do it again, because we're not doing this for any real reason. So congrats to your kill, that's fucking sweet. And you know what that means, now you gotta do like Ifrit X or something like that. That'll be a real challenge. In fact, actually, I don't think you can do that without a healer. That fight has a lot of damage. Alright, now the video's starting to get a little long, so I'm going to cut things short here, but thank you so much for all your questions, and I'm really, really sorry if I didn't get to yours. I'm definitely going to go through and reply to all the comments anyways, so if I didn't answer it in the video, I will still, you know, answer your questions or comments or whatever. So thank you so much again for all of your questions and your comments, and I hope you guys like the direction this series is taking, and I'm having a lot of fun with it too, so I'm sorry there wasn't any new videos this week. There is going to be new stuff soon, and I'm getting set up for streaming, so that's going to be hopefully sometime next week. And from here on out, there's just going to be hopefully a lot more steady content. So thanks again for all your support. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you guys next Friday.